fooled me once. Shame on you. It fooled me. We can't get fooled again.
Yes, we can't get fooled again. This guy has never fooled me. I love that. That was, oh my God, that was just one of those moments where you just had to, shame on you. Oh, you can do a GW?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh boy. So we are in the studio live with C.W. Hall, my mentor.
I'm not the mentor. I just put the violin in your hand.
You put the violin in my hand and told me what to do.
Magic came out.
Magic. So C.W., what have you been up to since we broke up? The band broke up.
Walking in the valley of darkness.
Yeah, I saw that on here. You had a lot of, and no, I'm not popping the question to you today.
Well,
I saw that.
No, living the life of an entrepreneur, basically.
You got a lot going on. You've got livelifewell.com, which is coming, right? It's not up yet.
That's the next thing. That's why I'm here.
Okay, and then Kinetic Business Communications, which is
where you met me.
So that's the show.
That's right.
That's the podcast?
Executive Roundtable, Top Docs Radio came out of Kinetic Business Communications. Kinetic Business Communications is the company through which I help you grow your business.
So
help you tell your story.
So let's take me, for instance. I'm a certified financial planner by day, and I'm a media mogul on the weekends.
That's right.
Yeah. So I come to you and I say, hey, do you only work with doctors or everyone?
These days it's really focused on healthcare.
Okay.
The lion's share of the reason why I started the program to begin with, Top Docs Radio, that got started 5.5 going on 6 years ago, was business development. It was if you look at LinkedIn at all, and you're probably going to stumble across, was it Gary Vaynerchuk? He talks about the importance of creating content. So to see you integrating a program like this into what you're doing is very, very wise. And I would say to any business owner, I don't care what your service is. I don't care if it's virtual, whether it's retail, I don't care what it is. You need to be creating content.
Creating content. Is that what I'm doing? Oh, okay.
That's right. And meeting people.
And meeting people.
Sharing information of value.
I share a lot of information. It's a labor of love. You helped me find my voice and develop my voice and realize that the way I felt was important and that I was justified. A lot of times we feel a certain way and don't know that we're thinking, So let's talk about some of the ways that you help people. So is your show on iHeart?
Yeah, we're on iHeart Radio Podcast, iTunes, Spotify now.
Okay.
Spreaker, it lives on those now. When we start doing Live Life Well TV, it'll live on. Can you believe livelifewell.com was available?
No, I can't.
It's mine. And we'll have a
Sounds like Lance
channel
Armstrong.
on YouTube.
Well, I don't remember what that was.
Strong.
No.
That's fine. We can give them props. They share some good information.
They do.
But YouTube as well, video-based content now. That when we first started at Business Radio X, video really wasn't needed, wasn't a part of the thing. We didn't think it was really all that valuable, but over time we got to realize that people do like to consume that kind of audio-visual content, the vlog, if you will.
Yeah, it's a little weird for me because I would much rather not have to. I'd like to just walk in my robe and no one see what I look like.
People would really pay attention. I would watch.
You would watch. But on your show, I started doing things live, and although I still have all of that content and it hasn't been edited yet and uploaded, but I still have all of it. But I did realize that, when we did do it live, we got a lot more of people who were just kind of scrolling through and they would end up tuning in. So it was a learning, a definite learning curve. With livelifewell.com, what is the, so you're working with healthcare people, not just doctors. So let's talk about that healthcare space because there's more than just physicians.
Your topic discussing what Amazon is doing really was a nice accidental segue, really, because you have to take a hand in your healthcare. That the business leaders that are paying so much money, millions, billions of dollars for healthcare for their employees. Are seeing those costs rise with really at no containment, and there's some things that you must do yourself as a human that will help contain that cost. And so part of what Amazon is doing, and like I say, it's already here even beyond Amazon, and is engage with people. You can't just go to the doctor and hope he'll give you a pill, or hope they will give you some kind of a surgery
cocktail
that
to fix
fixes
you.
you.
Right.
After, which you go back and have some mac and cheese and a double cheeseburger followed by a pizza. You know what I'm saying? So the reality of it is, to live life well,
Right.
there is work that you must do that can't really be done by anybody else on your behalf and have it work.
Well, we have to also realize what we were taught in this country. Okay, go back to, and I think you and I are around the same age. You go back to that pyramid, that chart of foods that we should be eating. It was a lot of meat, a little bit of vegetables. The chart was all wrong. And we are back with Financial Renaissance with the M's. You are watching us live somewhere. I don't know. You can listen to us on ssnatl.com. That is on the digital interweb. So if you have a computer, or in your car, if you've got Wi-Fi, you can just go to SSNATL. Listen to us while you're on your way to the church, on your way back from the church, while you're sitting in church. Go on and throw that earbud in. Listen to some financial gospel.
Praise Jesus.
We are here this morning with CW. Isn't that special? CW Hall. Man, dude, I miss you.
Yeah,
I miss
this
you
is
so
fun.
much.
It's really
this
fun.
is a long time coming. CW has a show also, so he's a competitor, not really, of mine. He has an executive-roundtable.co where him and a bunch of healthcare professionals talk about making things better for us, right?
That's right. Over time, I've been talking on kind of higher level healthcare topics, a lot of it around business of healthcare and so forth. But I wanted to create a channel of content for folks to help them understand. Maybe, I'm obviously not the only one, but to potentially be a voice that gives you some information that will empower you to do the things you need to do to live life well. You must get started on. There's work that you have to do every day.
Yeah, self-care.
It's very difficult to start, and so having mentors, people who've been that way already, and have a roadmap for you, is really what I want to do with Live Life Well TV, is to introduce you to people that I myself have gotten to know and respect as experts in their field. You being one of those people.
I am.
And so it's about helping people get comfortable with the truth and not. I totally relate to being dissatisfied with what the truth is, whatever it is. I've been 230 pounds before. I've had bad relationships. I've been dissatisfied with my job. I've been dissatisfied with my financial situation. The upside is, you don't have to wait for somebody else to come help you.
You can change that.
You must do work, but you absolutely can.
And this is what I've come to this realization. One of the things about this show, with what I do on a daily basis, helping people manage their wealth, helping people grow their wealth, helping people protect their wealth and pass down a legacy. But I've been in this business for almost 20 years now, right? And I've been noticing trends. And when you start to know, if you pay attention to numbers, you start to notice trends. And data, unfortunately, does not lie. You can massage it, but it does not lie. And what I'm seeing is people's incomes aren't growing. Healthcare costs are going up. There's thing on top of thing on top of thing on top of thing. And it's just a lot of pressure. And I ask myself, well, why the heck is everybody still working for someone? If your employer doesn't give a care about you, why don't you go give a care about yourself? You're better off. You're better served. I'd rather earn 75% of what I earn and be happy and work hard for myself than work for corporate America that's going to run me into the ground.
Yep.
I'm not going to. A lot of our bad relationships happen because we work too much. We're not around our families enough. Our kids resent us, and I can go on and on and on and on. But the truth of the matter is, you can control that. You don't have to work for corporate America. Yes, you may need health care benefits, but there's other things that you can do if you do some digging. We've gotten lazy. we've gotten, what is it, pacified when you're just like, well, there's
Right.
nothing I can do about
That's right.
it, and well,
That is what I wanna
hopefully
help you
next,
change.
hopefully next year, I'll get, a 6%. Get out of here.
That's not gonna
Get
happen.
out of here.
Hey.
Get out of here.
That's not gonna happen.
Make your own path. Come up with multiple streams of income. We know the recession is coming. Figure out how to pay down some debt. Figure out how to buy stuff, because there's a lot of other people making mistakes out there. You, the viewer, you, the person, even your kids can get involved in this industry. Kids are making money nowadays.
That's right.
Encourage them.
How
don't.
are they doing that? You know how they're doing that?
The computer?
Well, they're making content.
They're
And
making.
the kids, I mean,
Yes.
think about it.
They are the kings and queens of content.
Yes, they've got millions of views, and
Yes.
people are paying to be there. So you
And
don't have to.
influencers.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Is you are exactly right that when to go back to how do I start? I mean, one of the things I wanted to be able to do with Live Life Well TV and LiveLifeWell.com is to be able to share voices of truth
Oh, boy.
that help me significantly change my experience here. I'm not without challenges.
When you say here, you mean on this planet?
in
Yeah.
in the Matrix here,
Okay.
where we're playing
Well,
right
you keep
now.
saying
You
here.
may not know it, but you're playing. To be able to share voices that will help you understand, oh, holy cow, I can change that. There's a couple of books that I would definitely recommend people check out. Lynchpin.
Okay.
Lynchpin by Seth Godin. You talked about being in a job that you don't care about. One of the things that I thought was really cool about his book is that it teaches you about the physical, the biology of your brain that is important to understand, that the lower part of your brain, they call it the lizard brain at the base, right at the top of your spinal cord.
Yeah.
It is essentially a child. It is the source of anger, resentment, revenge, sex, lust, pleasure.
And for those of us that, there are a lot of us in Washington that operate
Absolutely.
with that
Fear,
part of our brain.
all of those things, those we all know how powerful those feelings are, and the more you experience those emotions in your life, the more that means you're living on that part of your brain. Meaning,
Yeah.
you can change that if you start using the other parts of your brain.
Yep.
And so part of what Lynchpin does, and it spends a fair amount of the first part of the book kind of helping you understand that, such that then you can begin to use what I like to call the voice, which is your conscious mind, to begin to tell that child to, hey, go sit over there,
You've got
dude.
two voices
Sit over
usually in
there.
your head.
Yes.
There's one that takes over, and that's from that lizard brain or that reptilian part
That's
of your
right.
brain, fight or flight, that, very reactive. And then there's the thinking part of your brain. And if you can tune into that part and listen to that part, then things in your life start to change. It's the same thing when you are, let's say you're shopping for a car and you want a, yellow Nissan Sentra. I don't know if they even make those anymore, right? You want a yellow Nissan Sentra. All of a sudden, you start seeing a bunch of yellow Nissan Sentras because you attract that to you. So if you have people around you who are always speaking negatively, you've got to clear that out. Someone sent me a
Yes.
video that Oprah said yesterday that was so dope. I'll share it with you. But about, our source energy, what we're connected to, we can't hear it if there's a lot of noise and turbulence around. And I've realized now how sensitive I am. So for the people who I'm close to, I end up assuming their problems. Like whatever they feel, I actually feel it. So I have to be very careful and guarded about what I allow into my sphere, because I have to focus on what I have to focus on, and all that other stuff, it ends up putting me into not even a freeze or flight or fight or flight. It puts me into a freeze mode where I don't do anything, and that's, for me, is scary and dangerous.
Part of what he does, Seth Godin does in Lynchpin, is to help you understand you're just basically giving up your life, if you
power.
will, your power,
Your power.
if you allow yourself to be in a soul-sucking job, whatever
Yeah.
that may be. A job is absolutely necessary. Work, creating revenue for yourself is necessary, all right?
But we don't have to do it in the normal ways.
That is correct.
You don't have to do it in the normal ways. It doesn't have to. If something doesn't feel good to you, like the thing I tell my son this, I tell my wife, I tell everybody that I'm close to, your source energy, your God, your creator, whatever it is that you're connected to, will tell you when something isn't right for you. And if you do not listen, then something else bad happens. And it's like it's trying to smack you in the head with a brick until you listen. This isn't right for you, until you decide to do something different. And what I want my viewers to think about is, as we're going into possibly another recession, how do you make some changes in your life? Come up with, I did a show on 150 different gig economy jobs you can do from the apps on your phone, okay? You can figure out how to make money. I myself now am supporting more small businesses than the larger business. I give smaller businesses the right to first refusal. The prices may not be as well, but I need to support my community, not big corporate America anymore. Those days are gone.
The lizard will say, I don't know anything about business. I don't have a particular skill. And what Seth Godin challenges you to do is, what is something that you do that fills you with joy when you're doing it, that maybe you don't feel like it is at a level of skill that is something commercial, right? I'm an artist, but nobody's going to buy my art. Well, publish art and improve yourself. It's all about understanding that if you will begin to work on yourself, don't wait for someone to change your situation, but there's maybe you said, learn a book.
Learn a book. Read a book.
I don't have time to read.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time driving in my car. That's how I consume these books.
Audio books.
Absolutely.
That's what you mean when you say you're in your car, right? You're not reading while you're driving?
Sometimes I'll set my hands between the steering wheel and hold the book. No, I'm just kidding. I did see that on 400 and 75.
I can believe it. I've seen a lot.
But to begin to, you hit the nail on the head, and that's part of what I was talking about here with mentors is be very guarded with what you allow your mind to spend its time doing.
Yes.
I used to be one who consumed all kinds of political TV and news. It kept me agitated and angry, and you end up resenting a good portion of your fellow man that you must walk around with.
Not only that, but if you're here for a purpose and you are clouded by something that we can't control what those yahoos do. We can vote them and we can vote them out, but what they say on a daily basis, we don't have any control over. Why are you focused on that?
That's right.
What does what our president say, or what the Democrats say, or what the Republicans say, what is that doing to your bottom line tomorrow? Is that going to help you feed your child? Is that going to help you pay your mortgage payment? It's not. You figure out what you need to figure out and let them do what they want to do. We'll vote them out eventually, but you have to take responsibility for your life. Every aspect of it. When you wake up in the morning, there's no rule that says you have to turn on the news right away. There's no rule when you wake up in the morning that you have to jump on social media and see what's going on. You have to spend some time, and that's part of that self-care.
I've largely checked out of all that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Really?
Heck yeah. Like, it's very, I have to use social media because of,
sure,
what I'm doing.
But what you focus on
But what I do is I pre-program a lot of stuff where I jump on, I do what I need to do, and I jump back off because it sucks me in, and it doesn't make me feel good. When I see a lot of stuff. So when we come back on the other side of this commercial on Financial Renaissance, we'll have my AARP M&O's Money tips for open enrollment, and we'll have my top 5 news stories of the week, and CW is going to hang out with us.
One in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to heretolisten.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
SSNATL.com is a Radio 2 Atlanta station, which provides a daily mix of awesome hits with smart talk. For the smarter listener, your choice just became clear. SSNATL.com. Radio that's not dumbed down.
Lots of people meet friends and potential love interests online through dating sites, social media, or mobile apps. It can be a great way to meet people, but not everyone is who they say they are online. In fact, scams related to online relationships are on the rise. It's a red flag if the person wants to move quickly to personal email or instant messaging to continue talking. Professors Love Quickly claims to be from the United States but is working or traveling abroad. Plans to visit but cancels at the last minute. Ask for money to deal with an emergency or ask you to open a bank account for them. Here are some things you can do. Cut off contact if you suspect a scam. Watch your wallet. Don't wire money, send cash, or put money on gift cards for someone you know only online. Learn more about online relationship scams at aarp.org/FraudWatchNetwork. We are back with Financial Renaissance with the M's. We have a special co-host in the house, C.W. Hall. Say hello.
Hello, friends from Earth.
CW's been on the moon for the last 24
I'm
hours.
from around here.
He's not from around here. He's speaking all types of. Hey man, if the aliens came, what would be the first thing that you would say to? And I don't even like the word aliens. Like, if these people from
The extraterrestrials.
I don't like that word either.
The people from beyond.
Yeah, whatever. The people from the sky people. If they came down and, a spaceship opened and they walked out, what would be the first thing you would say?
I want some hot gnip.
Is that food or is that sex? What does that mean, dude?
Well, you said that when you were talking about the UFOs, you said learn their language.
I said
That's
learn
the
their
only-
language so
I don't
you
know
can
what
tell
it
them to
means.
go
That's the
eat
only
other
thing
people.
I know to say.
Oh, okay,
so.
all right.
I hope it's a good thing. Yeah.
So, I want to ask you about your commitment to the truth.
Once you have a commitment to the truth, and that doesn't mean just not lying to people. That's where it manifests largely. But don't lie to yourself. That's where you lie the most.
Yeah.
Or deny the truth.
Yeah. I think you have to figure out, do you think your commitment to the truth is a strength?
I've
or
had it.
character
It's
flaw?
it's funny. I had some colleagues in a project that I was working on that they laughingly referred to my willingness and steadfastness to the truth. They kind of mocked it like a weakness that I can't tell a quote unquote white lie, and I'm like, I'm talking business to people. I don't want to tell them a white lie to get them to say yes. So we had to part ways, but I mean, it's you can either do business with the truth or without it.
And trust and believe, I know what it feels like. I've had people in my industry tell me that I work too hard. That my clients won't appreciate it. They'll never appreciate what you do, so you basically do the bare minimum. And that's not what resonates well with me. For other people, if it resonates with them, that's fine. And, I feel sorry for their clients. But for me, I want to tell the truth. I want to look and peel back the layers. Like who are the people that are investing or managing my clients' money? Do they care about us? Do they care about people that look like us? I fit those 5 boxes, the LGBT, the women, the blah, blah, blah. Like, do they care about people that look like me, or are we just a person for them to make money off of? Things like that matter to me, and people are like, well, you're doing too much, and I don't feel that it's too much. I don't know any other way of being.
It's the same experience in healthcare. That's part of why I want to do what I'm going to be doing, and I want to help my fellow listeners out there who take time to check us out, is to help them be a better consumer of healthcare, and also to be a better player in what is something that they must be driving. You've got to have a true hand of yourself. You can't just let Dr. So-and-so be your guide.
The thing I really want people to understand is you have to wrap your heads around this healthcare piece, because it's not just, for us, we're the sandwich generation. So we're taking care of our kids, and then a lot of us, we have to help out our parents. And I don't know if you've ever had to help an elderly relative with their doctor's appointments and the different medications. They've got 18 different doctors, and none of the doctors, there's not one person that is talking to all 17 other doctors.
That's right.
So this medication has an adverse effect to this medication. Grandma's passing out. Grandma is lethargic. Grandma da-da-da. And there's all these different things happening. It's too much. It's too much, and it's not fair. No one has time to go behind a doctor and ask. And, I give it up to doctors, because I could never do what they do. But there needs to be a level of bedside manner. There needs to be a level of actual caring, giving a care about your patients and what happens once you're done with your 15 minutes with them. And that's why I was, the concierge service. I have a client that has a concierge doctor. This doctor spends an hour with her and her son. Asks her how she's doing, knows that she's stressed, really gets to know his patients. And to me, it's worth the money. It's definitely worth the money. We need to go back to that type of caring. Like, I want to know that my doctor isn't judging me because of the color of my skin.
The concierge model is one that's really evolving and is going to become more prominent, particularly in primary care. There's an organization here that in the Atlanta area that is building a concierge. It's direct pay is really the better way to say it, because it's evolving to be direct pay. It used to be concierge, kind of as it implies, was really aimed at the people of means.
Yeah.
But they're finding that they can actually, as a practice, make good money and also deliver service to particularly employer groups
Okay.
For a reasonable cost.
Nice.
So you'll see a lot more of that as well, but
Are you going to be able to hang out with me?
absolutely.
Oh, thank you, thank you. When we come back on Financial Renaissance with the M's, we are going to talk about these IPOs and what the heck is going on with them, and then we have my market movers and losers coming up in 300 seconds. And we are back with Financial Renaissance with the M's. You are here with myself, Emma Folks, and C.W. Hall, my guest / co-host of the day. It has been an amazing show. You know what? There was something I needed to mention that I did not. Check this out. The California State Assembly passed legislation that is going to allow college athletes to profit from endorsements as of January 1st in the year 2023 without losing eligibility. So for those of you that got kids in high school and middle school, they will be able to make money sooner.
It makes
Yes.
sense. I realize it's
Yes.
probably going to be a Pandora's box of problems.
Whatever. I don't care.
chicanery, but
That is legal
if you
slavery
can get
to
to a
me.
way they can
Yeah, whatever.
do that and have some degree of regulation over it, I think it's good.
Now, one other thing, for those of you that are collecting Social Security, it looks like your increase in 2020, it's looking like it's only going to be 1.8%. Inflation is going to be about 3 point something, but you'll you'll safely lose money.
Got to spend money to make money.
That's right, that's right. So today's show, we talked about IPOs, we talked about healthcare, and especially about self-care. And
Yes.
livelifewell.com. When is it going live?
Well, we're putting it together now. I've got a couple of discussions in play right now that will shore up the remaining production costs to kind of put things in motion. But my goal is to be putting out shows for people to consume sometime in October. And so
Okay.
you'll see us on YouTube, and then a little bit later I'll put out the website.
Are you going to need me to subscribe to your YouTube channel?
Yeah, subscribe so you can get me to 100. You rub my back, I'll rub yours.
What? What'd you just say? You rub my back?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah,
said? Okay.
scratch my back.
Scratch my
I'll
back.
I'll
There
rub
we go.
yours, you rub mine.
I thought, are you popping a question to me? What's going on?
Yeah, it was
you
about
got
a
down on
proposal.
bended knee,
Yeah,
and I was like,
I-
what is this about?
I'll fall off camera if I go on bended knee. So imagine me on down on one knee. But as I was talking about earlier, part of what Live Life Well is going to be about, and Live Life Well TV is about bringing you together with people that I know and trust that can help give you the roadmap that you need to get that particular facet of your life in order. And I was going to propose to you that you become one of the contributors for Live Life Well. So we'll talk Emma Knows Money topics to help people understand what they need to do to get their finances in order.
Oh, wow. Well,
So-
yes, man. You know, all you have to do is call my phone, and I'm there. Listen, coming up next, we have Sensational Smooth Sunday. And listen, to all my financial knowledge seekers, thank you for all that you do. And remember, each one, teach one.
But who's gonna have your back when it's all done?